Previously on the Frontier Farmer.
Our sunflowers are nicely growing. Drop the trailer off into the middle of the field, start it up, and then we can hopefully get all these loaded quick sharp. And there we go. The last 2 bales stacked on there. Oh, it doesn't tell me the count of the bales, but we have got 145,200 litres. So let's get this in the dovecote. And the rest of the bales can go round here into the hayloft. Slightly quicker job, but we have managed to get all of these bales loaded up. Right, I think I'm going to get both fields mulched up fairly quickly. It's going to be liming first of Stone End field, and then hopefully we'll be able to get both manured up as well. That's quite fitting that we've actually left the drilling, because that will keep us busy next month. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Frontier Farmer at the Dark Forest. It is now September, and I'm starting off this morning by giving the chickens a little bit of grain. Let's see what we've got in here. We've got some wheat, some barley, quite a lot of oats, but they don't take oats. Sorghum we haven't got any left of, so we are going to have to stick to wheat. Let's get the barrow filled up and we can get the chickens nicely fed. Now, it looks like our sunflower is looking rather luscious, but it is not ready yet. That is going to be hopefully ready next month. But good news is our field of sorghum over at West Creek Farm is ready to harvest. So we are going to be taking the Neva Diva over there, and that's our donated equipment. That's a harvester that West Creek is going to be able to own and use. And I think we are also going to be donating that trailer over there behind the silo, as that is going to enable West Creek to have a trailer for carting whatever grain, and I think we'll also have to build a silo over there. But before we head over, I think we need to give the cows a bit of a TMR top up, and then I think I can use the farm to take the trailer over there. So let's hop in and switch on, get the TMR dispatched. I think it's probably going to use quite a bit, and we might have to do another TMR recipe. There we go, it has nearly scoffed the whole lot, but we don't have the time this morning to do another batch of TMR. We'll come back to that. Let's hitch up to this trailer and take that over to West Creek, and I guess we will be back to come and pick up the Neva Diva for getting the sorghum harvest underway. A lovely sight to see. Our first crop of West Creek ready to harvest, and by heck, it looks like the corn is pretty tall as well. I wonder if that is in the last stage of growth. I'm not expecting it to be, but we will take a look. I think we'll take this trailer down to the end and turn around, And then I think we'll have to double back to the homestead to go and grab the Neva Diva to get the sorghum harvest underway. And the plan is that we are going to offer our help as carters, and our Lake Point villagers are going to conduct the harvest. Probably better for the trailer to be out of the way over here. So let's drop that off. And I'm curious to see how far along our corn is. So in West Creek Northfield, we have our sorghum that's ready to harvest, looking nice and golden. And our corn, I don't think that is in the last stage of growth, but it's very close. So next month we will be able to forage harvest that before it does fully mature, and we would harvest it as corn. We want to forage harvest that for chaff, so that is going to be interesting. Let's head back to the homestead, and whilst I'm on the way back, we do have a couple of jobs that we need to do this afternoon on the homestead, and that is some drilling. Yes, you might recall that last month we had a lot of bales to shift from Newfield and Stone End Field after they were harvested, and the bales are now clear. We did some field prep, so those two fields are ready for drilling. We didn't quite get round to that last month, but I have some plans around drilling, and I'm thinking we are going to put grass in Newfield, and that's going to be a nice big grass field to contribute to some silage as well as our chaff from the West Creek cornfield. And then in Stone End Field, I think we are going to be able to drill canola, as that seems to be drillable in September still. We can spin round and get the farm all parked up in its actual parking place. It seems to live predominantly in the animal farm, giving TMR to the cows, but we will park it up in here. Fantastic. And on the other side is the Neva Diva, which we are going to be donating to West Creek. So let's hop in. I'm glad we are going to be keeping the Neva Diva in the dark forest. We're not going to be selling it. I don't think we are going to need the bale collector that's comes with the Neva Diva, but we will take it over there in case they have a grain crop later on. So we'll fire up, get attached to the stacker, and we want the thrasher header. We'll probably have to come back next month for the corn header, or actually buy a different header altogether for forage harvesting, because I believe the Neva Diva can act as a forage harvester. So we will see if we can get hold of a header from the distribution centre. If not, I have a couple of self-propelled forage harvesters that we could look to purchase. Into West Creek we go, and I think we'll move on around here, get the header attached for our settler worker from Lake Point. It's going to be interesting to see them harvest, but we can probably jump in the Volvo, get attached to the trailer, and act as carting duty. Right, let's spin around here so we can get the header attached but keep the trailer out of the way. Header attached. Now I've just backed in here because we do not need the bale stacker element of the Neva Diva, and I think this shed is where it's going to live, as it is the right height. So we will drop that off, there we go, and manoeuvre around to hopefully get set up for the first harvest. Right, there we go. I think we will set off in this direction, so we keep the auger on the outside, and I will just have a chat with our settler worker who's come along to do the harvesting, so they know what they're doing. Right, we've had a bit of a briefing and our worker is just getting ready to set off. We've hopped in the Volvo and are going to grab the trailer, so there's somewhere for the sorghum to be unloaded to. Let's hitch up and we can get this underway. And there we go. The sorghum harvest completed by our fantastic worker. Now, I think it's fair to say they have done a pretty good job for their first harvest. They did follow some of our instruction by doing 2 headlands to give them enough turning space either side. There is a tiny little bit of scrappage that is missed, but that's not really too worrisome and fairly negligible. I think there is a little bit to be desired around our coordination. One time I did think that they were needing to unload and then they raced off down one of the headland lines and I could not keep up with them, so that was entertaining. And perhaps we need to look at purchasing some form of radio communication between tractor, carter and the machine doing the job. That would be useful. Right, I think we can park there for now. We'll have to come back once we have built a silo to put our sorghum in. But let's check. Oh yes, we've got 3,894 litres. Not too shabby from that field at all. Backed into its new home. And we can shut off. There we go. Fantastic. And I think, yeah, oh, the stacker is there. That's quite handily placed. And I think I have actually put the header in this shed here. There we go. That is pretty neat and tidy. It is a little bit tight around this yard when the corn is in this field, and the space between that and the sheds is quite tight. Right, we need to get our sorghum stored, and I think we are going to place a silo around about here. Here it is. So we just need to get the spouts set up. And there we go. The auger is set up and the blower that places the crop into the top of the silo is there as well. So we should be able to hop in the Volvo and come alongside it to deposit. I think we need to make sure that the left-hand side of the trailer is set. Yes, tip side left. So let's see if we can pull up. Of course, this is a dollied trailer, so it does really test my ability to reverse, if that's what you'd call it. Seems like we've lined it up okay, and we can drop our sorghum into the silo. Fantastic, that is emptied. So I think we can park this trailer up, and hopefully I'm not going to nip any corn making this turn. No, I think we're all good. And we can get back over to the homestead, because we have got some drilling to do this afternoon. But I think as far as West Creek's first harvest goes, that was pretty successful. I think for ease of parking this trailer, we will just use this little loop around here to park the trailer up. And of course it has a cover, so if we utilise the cover, it is not going to get wet and rusty on the inside. And job done. It is always nice giving our frontier farmers a bit of love and support when they are getting really into the start of their adventures on West Creek, the first crop season and first harvest, and they are going to need some of our help in the coming months when that corn is ready to forage harvest into chaff. I think we'll be running carting duties yet again. Back to the homestead now, and the International is what we are after, as we are going to be drilling, and the International is perfectly capable of pulling our dual drill, our direct drill, as I think it needs about 120 horsepower and the International is 185, I believe, so we should be all good. And it's just a little bit easier to handle the drill in the International rather than the Kirovets, because the Kirovets pivoting steering can be a little bit tricky sometimes. Right, here is the drill, so let's grab that and refill it. Here we go. The Great Plains doesn't need too much of a restock, but we will do it, as new field is the first field that we are going to be drilling, and that's our biggest field, and we don't really want to be pausing to refill halfway, so let's get this stocked up. Cover's open, and I think I'll try and utilise the big bags to refill first. That's filled up, and we managed to utilise the big bags for the seed, but we did have to purchase a little bit of solid fertiliser. And that's the great thing about this drill, is it can direct drill, and as well as drilling, it delivers a stage of fertilisation. So we'll meander our way around to Newfield, and I am going to be selecting grass. And that is because we are in potential need of some more silage on the homestead for our cows. They are going through the TMR like anything, and I think we are down to only one trailer left of our silage train to be able to keep that flowing. And I think it will be good to grow grass as a means of contributing to the silage alongside the chaff that's going to come from the cornfield at West Creek. Let's get unfolded. Probably need to wait for it to unfold before I start moving forward. There we go. That is a bit better. Got grass selected, so we can turn on the drill and lower away. There we go. I think that is us lowered, hopefully. No, there we go. That is us lowered. Excellent. So we are drilling grass. Raising up, and that's the last major section drilled with grass now. And I think it's fair to say that the double headland did me some good space for making the turns on the rows. But yes, unfortunately I did miss this little slither here, so I'm just going to tidy this up nicely. We've used 41% seed and, oh no, sorry, we've used 29% seed and 41% fertilizer, but that should be okay. I think probably don't need to top up to go to Stone End Field because that is a smaller field, so I'm not expecting us to use the same degree. I might be wrong and be proven wrong by having to come and refill, but I think we will take that chance. But that is Newfield, all nicely drilled with grass, and I am actually very excited for that to grow and be made ready for us to mow, because I think we will bring out the old hay bine from the shed to get that all mowed up and swaffed, and then potentially we might look to use or purchase a bigger forage wagon, one that we can use to load into a bunker. Of course we'll have to build a bunker, and my plans are potentially that burr field, once we've harvested the sugar beets that are in there, could possibly be a candidate for a silage yard where we could have a bunker and potentially a place where we can actually store silage as a raw material. So Burr Field could turn into Burr Yard. We will have to wait and see, but I would welcome your thoughts on that. Okay, we are at Stone End Field, so let's unfold yet again. Change the crop over to... Oh, I need to turn off the drill. Funny, that actually let me fold it without turning it off. That's interesting. But we can change to canola. There we go. This is the last month that we can drill canola, so we are getting it in a little bit late, but that is okay. Switch on and lower away. And I will eat my words if we are not able to drill this whole field without refilling with seed or fertilizer. Hopefully it will last us. It's always nice when you get a row finishing like that. Perfect width of the drill. We can raise up, switch off and fold away, and we definitely made it without needing to refill, so that is fantastic news. Seems like I do have to wait for it to fold up fully before I can drive off. It lifts up the rear wheels for some reason, but there we go. Canola drilled in Stone End Field, grass drilled in New Field. So our fields are full for crops for the next season. And yes, I think canola will probably be quite a long wait until that is ready. But the grass potentially could have maybe a low growth by the end of the year. But we probably want to wait for it to reach the maximum height, which won't come until early springtime, maybe like March or April. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. Then, of course, we will have to see about turning over the fields that have, well, sunflower in farm side field. But as mentioned, Burr Field may turn into Burr Yard, so we may not put a crop in that again. We may turn it into a nice yard. Now, the reason I am bringing the drill over this way is because I think we need to give it a wash. I think that's fair to say. It's looking a little bit grubby. So let's get parked up. I think it could also probably do with a service. Let's get the old hose out to dust down, wash down the Great Plains. I think we'll give the International a quick splash whilst we're at it. Now I noticed that the planter is in the next bay, so I think we'll park the Great Plains in here, as why not have the planter and drill side by side. International can go back where we found it. Fantastic. Right, it's 3 o'clock, so I'm thinking we're going to have a bit of an early finish today, but it has been a fairly busy one, doing a little bit of animal work, then helping our West Creek harvest get underway, donating the Neva and also the small trailer, and it was nice helping out our West Creek citizen doing the harvesting of the sorghum. Then we came back and moved on to the drilling of our 2 fields with grass and canola. There we go, we've got our grass and our canola in the early stages now. And I'm hoping that our sunflowers and our sugar beets are going to be ready next month. I think they are looking like they are going to be. So that is good news. We'll have 2 harvests to do there. And I think our corn in West Creek Southfield will also be in the last stage of growth, so that will be ready to forage harvest. Exciting. but we look forward to those harvests that are yet to come. But that is it for today. Hope you have enjoyed watching. If you have, remember to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you've got any tips, tricks, or things you'd like me to do, then feel free to leave a comment. All there's left to say is, hope to see you again next time on the Frontier Farmer, and until then, catch you later. Cheers all, bye bye.